This morning, while I was drinking my coffee, I realised something. It was bitter. You know the kind, like when you forget to clean the espresso machine? And right at that moment, my cat Whiskers walked over, looked straight into my eyes and asked me, "Why are you still alive?" I mean, he didn't actually ask. He's a cat. But there was something in his eyes, like he was judging me, as if to say, "So this is it. This is what 3.8 billion years of evolution led to. You drinking bitter coffee on a Tuesday morning." And that's when I thought, yes, Whiskers, yes, exactly this. Because look, Whiskers, you and I are living on a rock right now. That rock is hurtling around a giant ball of gas at 30 kilometers per second. And that gas ball is currently burning 600 million tons of hydrogen into helium every single second, which, translated into your language, means this thing is basically a controlled explosion. And since we're already talking about spinning, you and I, along with this coffee, are rotating at about 1,600 kilometers per hour. At the same time, our galaxy is racing through space at roughly 828,000 kilometers per hour towards something we don't even fully understand. So right now, you are nothing more than a coffee-drinking monkey on a cosmic roller coaster. But wait, it's not over yet. Today, yes, today, this perfectly ordinary Tuesday, about 150,000 people will die. At this very second, around 270 million stars are going dark somewhere in the universe. And Pluto? Pluto is still frozen, ridiculously far away, sitting there as a dwarf planet nobody really cares about. Some people are still crying, but Pluto should be a planet. The universe doesn't care. NASA doesn't care. And most importantly, Pluto doesn't care. Because Pluto is a chunk of rock and does not have feelings. So let's ask the question again. Your morning coffee? Your meeting? Your 47 likes on Instagram? Do they really matter? Because right now, we're face to face with a brutally honest reality, and I call it galactic reality check. The universe is basically telling you, listen, sweetheart, you're a temporarily organized cloud of about 7 octillion atoms. That's it. Those stars you're looking at, they won't even wait billions of years to notice you're gone, because there's the speed of light, there's physics, there's entropy, and then there's you, an atom pile with eyebrows. But here's the interesting part. You are aware of these atoms. Think about that. Most atoms in the universe are just atoms. They sit there, they vibrate a bit, they bump into other atoms. But you are one of the rare situations where atoms came together and went, wow, I exist. Every atom in your body right now, the calcium in your skull, the iron in your blood, the oxygen in your lungs, every single one of them was once inside a star. That star exploded. Those atoms scattered across space, drifted for billions of years, landed on this planet, entered a plant, were eaten by an animal, then you ate that animal, and now those atoms are you. You are literally stardust. Only this time, the atoms can watch videos on the internet. A man named David Chalmers calls this the hard problem of consciousness. Neuroscience can explain how the brain works, show which areas light up on an MRI, but no one can explain where that subjective experience comes from. Why does red feel red? Why do atoms suddenly feel? How does that even happen? It's like building a hamburger and then the hamburger looks at you and asks, "Why am I here? And does this hurt?" And there is no answer. I mean, there are answers, but none of them actually answer it. Some people say consciousness is an illusion. Some say it's quantum mechanics. Some say God put it there. But the truth is, nobody really knows. And that drives us mad, because we want to know everything, and the universe keeps saying, no. Alright, thought experiment. Imagine you wake up inside a box. You remember nothing. A voice says, "Hello, you are an artificial intelligence. We created you 10 minutes ago. All your memories were programmed. Your mother? Fake. Your first kiss? Fake. Even your cat's name? Fake." Now here's the question. Would your life actually change after hearing that? Really? Because maybe that's already the case. Maybe all of your conscious experience is just neurons firing. Maybe love, fear, anger are just electrochemical reactions. Maybe you're a philosophical zombie, something that looks conscious from the outside, but no one's home inside. Philosophers obsess over this and ask, how can we know someone else is really conscious? And the answer is, we can't. You can't know I'm conscious. I can't know you're conscious. Maybe you're the only conscious being in the universe and everyone else is an NPC. Or maybe I'm the only conscious one and you're a product of my imagination. Or maybe we're both conscious and we'll never be able to prove it. Comforting, isn't it? But here's the thing. Does it even matter? The bitter coffee feels bitter. Your cat's fur feels soft. Your favourite song genuinely makes you happy. Even if this is a simulation, you are real inside it. And then comes the real horror. One day you will die. Maybe in 50 years. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe while reading this sentence. If not, congratulations, you're still here. And when you die, what happens? Entropy says everything falls apart. The second law of thermodynamics says order turns into chaos. Your atoms, that unique configuration that made you, will scatter. And never again, for the entire age of the universe, will they come together in exactly that way. You were a one-time event. A single photograph shown once at a cosmic party. And the universe? The universe couldn't care less. Somewhere, a star is exploding right now, and no one is mourning. Somewhere, galaxies are colliding, and no one is trying to stop it. The universe just continues. It doesn't care about your drama, your fears, your hopes. You're just atoms, and atoms don't die. They rearrange. This is what I call Homo Nihilis, the only animal that knows it will die. A dog doesn't understand death. Cats don't care. But you know. And that knowledge drives you insane. Because you want meaning. You want a why. Why am I here? Why do I suffer? Why is Whiskers looking at me like that? And the universe answers. Because that's how it is. Evolution never gave you a why. It gave you a how. It says, you survived because your ancestors climbed trees better than other apes. Then they came down. Then they made fire. Then they told stories. Then they invented gods. Then science. Then they joined Reddit. At no point did evolution say, this has a purpose. You are a chain of accidents. If the asteroid hadn't hit Earth 65 million years ago, dinosaurs would still be here, and you wouldn't. Maybe there'd be a philosophical T-Rex asking, why are my arms so short? But you are an asteroid's gift. And not just that. If the first cell hadn't formed, incredibly unlikely, you wouldn't exist. If multicellular life hadn't evolved, you wouldn't exist. If fish hadn't crawled onto land, you wouldn't exist. If mammals hadn't survived, you wouldn't exist. If your ancestor hadn't escaped that bear, you wouldn't exist. If your grandfather had died in that war, you wouldn't exist. You are the result of billions of years of absurd luck. Or, if you prefer, billions of years of absurd accidents. Both are true. Now stop. Breathe. Because this is where it gets interesting. Nothing matters. Fine. The universe is indifferent. Fine. You will die. Fine. And precisely because of that, you can do anything. A man with legendary eyebrows named Albert Camus called this absurdism. He said, "Yes, life is meaningless, and that does not stop me. I live anyway, and I can still be happy." You know Sisyphus, the man pushing the rock up the mountain. Every time he reaches the top, it rolls back down, forever. The gods punished him with endless, pointless labour. And Camus says, we must imagine Sisyphus happy. Why? Because the rock is his. The mountain is his. And every time it rolls down, he smiles and says, "To hell with it. I'll push it again." That's freedom. Accepting meaninglessness and continuing anyway. Because meaning isn't given. Meaning is something you knit yourself. The universe doesn't give you a sweater. It doesn't even give you the yarn. It just throws you into existence and says, "Here." But you can find the threads. You can knit the sweater. Maybe it'll be ugly. Maybe you'll never finish it. Maybe someone else will unravel it. But the act of knitting, that's where meaning lives. Listen carefully now. You are 7 octillion atoms. But those atoms are dancing. And while they dance, they create music. And that music is you. Maybe the dance stops in 80 years. The atoms scatter. The music goes silent. But right now, the music is playing. And you get to choose what to do. You can be kind. You can love your cat. You can smile at a stranger. You can make a ridiculous video. You can drink bitter coffee and say, well, it could have been worse. Because even if the universe is indifferent, you don't have to be. And here's what we realise. Maybe meaning doesn't come from the grand cosmos. Maybe it comes from small things. A cat sitting on your lap. A friend texting you. Sunlight on your face. A song that makes you cry. A film that makes you laugh. Cosmically, they mean nothing. But to you, they mean everything. That's existential optimism. Nothing matters? Perfect. Then everything matters, because you decide. So yes, today is Tuesday. Cosmically insignificant. 150,000 people died. 270 million stars went out. Pluto is still a frozen rock. But you read this. Billions of neurons fired in your brain. Your atoms vibrated. And maybe, just maybe, you thought, wow. And that's enough. Now go. Have a beer. Pet your cat. Be kind to a stranger. Enjoy your atoms. And remember, sleep is death being shy. But waking up is the miracle your atoms give you. See you. Or maybe not. Entropy will decide. Now go and be happy. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications for upcoming videos, each one designed to expand your mind, deepen your awareness, and take you one step further on your journey of consciousness.